During the Vietnam War, no other aircraft in the conflict was more synonymous than the helicopter. Their usage as a medivac, troop transportation, reconnaissance and close air support left a long-lasting impression into the minds of the men who utilised these machines and those who fought against them. From 1965 to 1973, the United States military fielded over 12,000 helicopters. My name is Liam Smith, and in today's video, I'm going to discuss 4 of the most iconic helicopters of the Vietnam War. Welcome to World War Military History. If there is one helicopter that has become synonymous of the Vietnam War, it was the Bell UH-1 Iroquois, also known as the Huey, after its original designation HU-1, Helicopter Utility 1. It quickly established itself as a medevac helicopter, transporting over 2 million wounded soldiers and civilians throughout the conflict. These medevac missions were designated with the tactical call sign Dust-Off. As the war progressed, the Huey was modified to suit a variety of combat roles, such as close air support, acting as a gunship, and troop transportation missions, which were also known as slicks. The helicopters in the Vietnam War were powered by jet turbine engines called turboshaft engines, unlike the Korean War helicopters, which utilized internal combustion engines. This allowed more power output to the rotor system. The Huey was armed with a variety of weapons, ranging from the M60 machine gun, a pair of 2.75-inch rocket pods, and the M134 minigun. The UH-1 and its many variants logged in over 7.5 million flight hours, and was utilised by the Royal Australian Air Force. It was also the most mass-produced helicopter in American history, with over 16,000 being built between 1955 and 1976. Over 7,000 Hueys would see action in Vietnam, with over 3,300 reported to have been lost. Due to its versatility, the Huey would continue to be deployed into other theatres, such as the Gulf War and the war in Afghanistan, but on a lesser scale, as other helicopters, such as the AH-1G COBRA and AH-64 Apache, would take on the main combat roles. The rhythmic thumping of the Huey's main rotor system has become one of the most distinctive sounds in aviation history. Known by its nickname the Snake, the AH-1G COBRA, or Huey COBRA, was the first helicopter designed specifically for combat operations. Introduced at the height of the Vietnam War in 1967, the COBRA was flown by 2 airmen, with the pilot positioned behind the gunner. It quickly proved to be a highly effective and deadly platform, laying down sustained firepower into enemy positions for extended periods and escorting transport helicopters such as the UH-1 and CH-47 in the heat of combat. The Cobra's streamlined profile drastically reduced drag, along with its increased agility and speed of up to 227 km per hour. The helicopter was armed with a variety of weapons, such as the chin turret 20mm rotary cannon, 2x 7.62mm miniguns, or a dual M129 40mm grenade launcher. In addition to these weapons, the helicopter was also fitted with a pair of 2.75-inch rocket pods, which could be equipped with different warheads, such as smoke or fragmentation. One of the most effective tactics utilized by the COBRA was the hunter-killer team. This involved the COBRA pairing with the OH-6A CAYUSE helicopter. The CAYUSE would fly low and slow over the jungle canopy to detect enemy positions. Once the location of the target was pinpointed with smoke grenades, the COBRA would unleash its devastating firepower.
In a pack laying on a rock here. Okay, roll in that little creek there. We're taking fire out of there. That's it, right there. Okay, go straight up. Okay, I think you got him.
Well, that was quick.
Put some 50 in there before we look. Good idea. That's it, my friend, right in there. Oh, that's beautiful.
Alongside the Huey, the Boeing CH-47 Chinook was one of the most instantly recognizable helicopters of the Vietnam War. A workhorse of the conflict, the Chinook was introduced into Vietnam in 1965 and was responsible for a variety of roles, including troop transportation, heavy lifting, and evacuating wounded personnel during combat. Due to the helicopter's immense size, it could lift loads of up to 45,000 pounds. It is still in service today with the United States military after 60 years of entering frontline operations. Whilst it was mainly built specifically for the role of lifting and troop transportation, the Chinook was on occasion developed into a gunship. One such example was the unit Guns A Go-Go. The helicopter was heavily armed with 5 50 caliber machine guns, 2 rocket pods consisting of 38 rockets each, and in the helicopter's nose was mounted a 40mm grenade launcher. During my research for this video, I stumbled across some incredible archive footage of a Chinook in action. In 2019, I was fortunate enough to be granted special access into a Chinook at the Avalon Air Show in Melbourne. When I entered the helicopter, I was surprised at just how enormous the cargo hold was. One of the most unique looking helicopters to see service in the Vietnam War was the Hughes OH-6 CAYUSE. Often referred to as the Loach or the Flying Egg due to its distinctive round glass canopy, the OH-6 was designed as a light observation helicopter. Another nickname for the helicopter was the Quiet One because of an additional rotor blade and the reshaping of its rotor tips to minimize the helicopter's acoustic footprint. The armament of the Loach varied. For example, it consisted of a 7.62mm minigun, a 40mm grenade launcher, and two 7.5-inch rocket pods. First deployed into Vietnam in 1966, the Loach was utilized for scouting and reconnaissance roles. The helicopter would fly low over the jungle canopy at roughly 45 to 60 miles per hour to seek out enemy positions. These missions were exceedingly dangerous because of the low altitude, as the helicopter drew the attention of enemy fire. Out of the 1,419 Loaches deployed in Vietnam, over 842 were lost due to enemy fire or accidents from flying at low altitude. Despite these losses, the Loach excelled in the hunter-killer role, with the AH-1G COBRA scouting ahead of the attack helicopter to seek out enemy positions. Once the target was identified, the Loach would pinpoint the position with smoke grenades, thus enabling the COBRA to engage the enemy.
Seven's going to be popping up and taking a look, and if you'll stay down, I'll call you up. Oh, roger. No, the top's out of ammo. We got him in sight! There he goes at 9 o'clock! It's on the road! Kill him!
Thank you so much as always for watching. I really enjoy making these history videos. And don't forget to give this a like and to subscribe for more content. Until then, stay tuned. I'll see you next time.